This light switch is actually one of my favorite parts of my new home office. Hello, my name is Paul Miners and welcome to my home office tour for March 2025. Come on in. So welcome. This is my home office, which is about 3 years in the making. If you've watched my videos or listened to my podcast, you may know that my wife and I recently finished at the end of 2024 building our dream home. And it was about 3 years ago that we initially found this piece of land. And ever since we started committing to this project, I've had in the back of my mind what kind of home office I wanted to create. And I'm thinking about how to set it up, what kind of design elements and features I wanted to include. And so since starting that process, I've just been thinking away, and I've had an Apple Note on my phone, just recording all the ideas of things I might want to do in my office, how to set up my desk, what to do in terms of furniture, shelving. And so this video is about 3 years in the making, and I'm really pleased to finally be able to share my new space. And it's a big improvement, I think, on some of the previous home offices I've had since starting my business, working in a little room and having quite a basic little setup. And I've gradually been able to upgrade over the years, and it feels great to be in this new space. The interesting thing with this room is it's basically the only room in the house that's a different color. You'll notice it's the navy blue behind me, which is coincidentally kind of the Minaco branded blue that we have, although that wasn't the intention at the time. Blue is my favorite color. And I actually got the idea for this navy blue after seeing a post on Instagram of some office space. And I really liked the combination of like a dark navy with wooden floors. And after I saw that, I basically had that in mind. I had to do about 8 different color samples to settle on this color, which is called Indian ink, and it came out really well. For me, it's really important to have a well set up home office. First and foremost, it's the space I come to each and every day. I actually start my day working in this office, and then I'm also still going to a co-working space about 5 minutes down the road called The Hangar. But I want my home office to be somewhere that I enjoy coming to each day. I think that really contributes to your productivity. You need to feel excited and enjoy the space that you're in. I'm also recording my YouTube videos here, so it needs to be visually interesting. Viewers of my channel will know that I'm someone that's very organized, I'm a neat freak, and so I wanted the office to be a space with some of the shelving and cabinets and things that allowed me to organize my things and have quick access to some of the tools and things that I need when I'm making a video. And so that was a really important consideration when designing the space. Starting with the desk, I used to, in my old office, have a homemade plywood desk that I'd painted white, and when we got here I felt like I just needed to level up a little bit for this room. So I got the dark timber desktop from Deskbird, and I attached the desktop to some black standing legs which are connected to power, so I can literally click a button and put the desk into standing mode. Admittedly, I don't stand up during the day as much as I probably should. If you have a standing desk and you've got routines or tips for how to stand up more, let me know, because I am not standing up as much as I need to. If we have a look under the desk, you'll see I try and keep all the cables really nice and tidy. So it's got this built-in cable management tray. Power actually comes from the wall over here, and I feed the cable up the leg to a power board up here. It just means I can plug in the monitor and other bits that I need and keep everything really tidy and organized. Initially, when I was thinking about the layout of the room, I was planning to put the desk up against the window, which is why there's power and data down there. The natural light is also really good for recording videos. But my wife Haley pointed out that the feng shui of the room would be better having it in the middle. And having it in the middle like this, it just feels, it's just a nicer layout, and it really kind of positions me nicely in the middle of the room. In terms of what I've got on the desk, my computer setup is a 14-inch MacBook Pro. This is the M2 model, and I've basically been using MacBooks since forever. They're great computers, and it means that I can go from working here, and I can plug everything I need into the MacBook with one cable. So the webcam, the mic, which are both plugged into the display, are then connected through USB-C to the MacBook. And that way, when I go to the hangar, I only need to take my MacBook Pro, I plug into USB-C in the monitor there, and I'm set up, ready to go.
What was your first computer?
I think I got my first MacBook. It was one of the like plastic white ones from way back when. I think I got it in 2005, 2006. And I bought that by saving up the money from my paper round. The display is a 40-inch Dell ultra-wide 5K monitor. This is actually a new monitor for me since getting to this office. And it's quite big, as you can see. It's basically like working on a small TV. It was a bit jarring going to this size, but the extra size and the resolution is really nice to work on. I've organized the desk using some products from a company called Ugmonk, which is based in Pennsylvania, run by a really cool guy, Jeff Sheldon, who I followed for years. Young guy, family guy like me, running his business and very design focused, and he creates amazing products. And so this is the Gather organization system, which he launched on Kickstarter years ago. And you can buy this. This is just like a metal tray, but you can buy these different modular bits that you can put on to organize your pens. You've got a phone holder there. Even the Rode mic that I use for Zoom and my YouTube videos magnetizes to the base. The monitor stand as well houses my MacBook. And I feel like the design, the black, the dark timber really kind of fit the aesthetic I was going for. So I've got Lightning and USB-C cables there ready to go, but when you don't need them, you can put them up there and keep them nice and tucked out of the way. The chair is another new addition to the office. Again, I just wanted to level up a little bit, and you sit down so much throughout the day, you need to be comfortable. And this one's really nice and adjustable. You can recline it if you need to. But what really sold me on the chair is it reminded me a lot of the chair that from the TV show Silicon Valley. If you've seen the show, there's this really nice moment where Richard kind of inherits the chair. This is what it looks like when he takes on the position of CEO. He's the boss, he's earned the chair, and this just kind of reminded me of that. Moving on to the shelving behind me, this was done by Fluid Interiors, which is the company that did the kitchen and all of the built-in furniture throughout the house. And this is one of the nice things about building is you can request things like this be put in from the beginning. The shelving is more for aesthetic, and it's nice having a few sentimental things on here and to make a nice YouTube background. But the cabinets was something I really wanted to be able to organize my things. And I was able to request some pretty cool little features. So inside here, I've actually got power built into the cupboard, which powers the printer and my Synology. This is where I do my time machine backups and external storage. I was able to get like a little pull-out tray, so the printer, which I don't really use a lot, I can keep hidden away and just pull it out when I need it. My son Jay likes to bring me little bits of Lego that I had a bit more here, but he's just taken it off to go and build something new, but he often brings me little bits of Lego. This is a computer that he made out of Lego because I work on computers.
Okay. I see a lot of mementos. Tell me the story behind one or two of them.
Yeah, I mean, probably one of the ones I'm most proud of are some of our Pipe Drive awards. We've been a Partner of the Year winner multiple years running. Last year, we surpassed $2 million of annual recurring revenue a year in terms of the revenue that we manage for Pipe Drive. I've got some family pictures and things. I really like this edition of Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. I got this from the Daily Stoic. Ryan Holiday, check him out. Stoicism, that's what my tattoo is all about. Has had a big impact on me and how I choose to live my life. But this is a really nice edition of Meditations. This light switch is actually one of my favorite parts of my new home office. When we built the house, we implemented a home automation system called Control 4. And so you can have programmable buttons that can do basically anything you want in the house. Obviously, all the basic things like turning on the down lights and the shelving lights. I can even have one button that does everything. But you can even link playlists from things like Apple Music or Spotify. So I can click my playlist button and it will start playing music that I like to listen to while I'm working. And we have switches like this throughout the house. So in the morning, when I'm in the kitchen getting breakfast, I can press a morning scene which lights the room. But that same switch can even light the office so that by the time I walk in, my office is awake and ready to go. Unfortunately, the plant I had in my last office, which I had for years, didn't quite survive the journey to our rental. But I've got a new plant now, a fiddle leaf. It's very important to have a plant in your office space, keeps the air fresh. And just some extra books over here. I borrowed an idea from Tim Ferriss. He did a video way back when showing how he set up his space, and he shows some books that he's actually facing out, which I quite like. And so I've got Becoming Steve Jobs, really good biography, one of my idols. Buy Back Your Time, I've talked about this book a lot recently in different videos. And The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, which was one of the first business books I read that really got me thinking about how do you optimize not just your income, but your time, and design a business that optimizes for those two things. And I've completed the office with this nice little chair, which is from Nude in New Zealand, New Objects of Desire. We saw this and it just felt like the perfect chair for the space. This is actually where I start my day. I usually do 10 minutes of meditation in the morning, sitting here. I like doing that from here rather than at my desk. And the kids and Haley will come in if they're chatting with me, they sit here, and it's just a nice little addition to the space.
The tiger.
Yeah, the hanging. This is actually from a company called P&Co. I've actually been buying and wearing their t-shirts for years. You'll probably see me wear them all the time. And I just needed something on this wall that wasn't like a poster. I like kind of having something a bit softer. And the tiger just is badass. So thank you for joining me on this tour of my home office. It feels really good to be in this space at last. And it's really motivated me as well to work harder on the videos, really up the quality as well. So hopefully you've recognized that. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback about the office, feel free to leave me a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.